こんにちは、チャットマスターの根崎ゆきです。5月22日水曜日のセッションリキャップ取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょう。
One more thing. You got a channel in it. Go to the channel. I didn't see it till the cut. Then you got 300 channels to draw, folks. Alright, so we're going to do a session recap. This is a session recap for the 21st of May. Alright, got a swirly market this morning as the market has transitioned. So we're looking for this to be the head and shoulders and prove that it's a head and shoulders, alright, which it should be. Alright, and head on up. We'll be a trader above here. Alright, now there's not much to trade here, folks. As you can see, there's a little dinky space here and there's not enough space up here. So in my opinion, you should walk away from the euro. Alright, period. Just walk away from it. You don't need to trade the euro. There's more doggone opportunities elsewhere. Okay?
ユーロ、
So, I walk
ユーロドルですね。ヘッドショルダー見えてて、ダウントレンドでよくわかんなくてウェッジでよくわかんないので、やめましょうねっていうことですね。
away from the euro. I wouldn't touch it. Alright, we did get this trade on the breakout. Some of them got it today. That was a nice trade. Alright, now everybody see if they could pull it up and pull it one more time down, what would that be? A head and shoulders. Do we know the market is transitioning to the upside? Yes, we know that. Therefore, should we plan on the head and shoulders being real? Yes, we should. Alright, so can we do anything with this British pound at this point? No, we're clearly in a downtrend. Clearly in a downtrend. Right, but we are on the fifth wave to the downside. So this may be the end of it. This is all she wrote. And when they prove they're going to get out, they're going to rip all this stuff off and start all over. Nothing on the British pound at this point. Dollar CAD coming down pretty hard. We anticipated that this was going to end up happening, right, after the double top up here. And so we're looking for this to also transition to the downside. Right? But it doesn't, and it breaks up here. Right? That'd be great. The problem is, it's got a U.S. dollar in it, and we already know that the dollar is being sold. Right? So the sell-off tells us the dollar CAD is going to try to break the downside. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and then an A, and a B, and C. So the C is still to come. To get the C, it could bounce it here, and then it could still go to head and shoulders. Do we know the market is transitioning to the upside? Yes, we know that. Therefore, should we plan on the head and shoulders being real? Yes, we should. Alright. So can we do anything with this British pound at this point? No, we're clearly in a downtrend. Clearly in a downtrend. Right, but we are on the fifth wave to the downside. So this may be the end of it. This is all she wrote. And when they prove they're going to get out, they're going to rip all this stuff off and start all over. Nothing on the British pound at this point.
ポンドドルは何もないですねと。ドルカナダ行きましょう。
Dollar CAD coming down pretty hard. We anticipated that this was going to end up happening, right, after the double top up here. And so we're looking for this to also transition to the downside. Right? But it doesn't, and it breaks up here. Right? That'd be great. The problem is, it's got a U.S. dollar in it, and we already know that the dollar is being sold. Right? So the sell-off tells us the dollar CAD is going to try to break the downside. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, and then an A, and a B, and C. So the C is still to come. To get the C, it could bounce it here, and then it could still go to the upside. Right? So what are we going to do? We're going to do nothing until they find out what that is. Right? So we'll take the trade above here, and we'll take the trade below here after we...
ドルカナダですね。この黄色い線より上で買って、この白い線より下で売っていきたいねと。
We do our lines. Not until. Step away from the charts. Today's a good day to go do your chart work. Alright, rip everything off so you're ready to take an opportunity that may present itself after the transition. So since we did the same thing, remember they follow the dollar, the U.S. dollar index. Okay, so now you can see they're breaking through this bottom that we said. They're breaking in here. If they take this bottom, take this out right here, and then take the bottom out. Come on, drawer. Got it. Take that and take this bottom out. Alright, then we're going to the downside. So watch this bounce point right here. They can come down here and bounce it. Well, then we have a big box.
ドルインデックスですね。ドルのインデックスなんですけど、このトレンドラインブレイクしてきたので、このボックスに入ってきましたよねと。ブレイクしたら売っていきたいねということで。これは他の通貨の、何ですか、他の通貨ペアのなんか確証として見ているわけですよね。で、跳ね返ってくるかもしれないしと。
But it's clear we got head and shoulders here for the reversal. Right? So let me take this off now and draw the neckline. Alright, so there's the neckline. Breaking the neckline, we're firmly going to the downside. Yeah, very close to the 84 right here. So, break the neckline with the head and shoulders, we're going to the downside. We had a rising wedge yesterday, that was the first heads up that we're going down. Right? Now, if we break this neckline down here, you can all see that this will now be the new start of the new trend to the downside. Yeah. 1 and 2. So, come up here and do 3. Before they get out. Got out 3 points to develop a trend. 2, you think you got a trend. At 3, you know you got a trend. Right? Yes, but they don't usually, Catherine. Rare that they do that. Really rare. They follow it. Right? Because the dollar index is a basket of currencies. It's not the dollar. It's a basket. It's made up of a percentage of yens and a percentage of pounds and a percentage of euros and all that kind of stuff. All right? So basically what I'm doing is saying what is the dollar doing against those major currencies that have effect in the market. And when they start selling that means that's what they're doing. All right. Alright, so Swifty, we should get a brick in the neckline. Guess what? We've got a neckline here and a head and shoulders, just like we said. They follow it. So if you look at this, you want to figure it out, go figure out the dollar index. Alright, so we've got a head and shoulders, a break down here, we'll be going to the downside. Alright, nothing to do until all that happens.
ドルフランですね、ドルフラン。240分ですけど、これヘッダーのショルダーかもしれません。なのでこのネックライン、白い線を割ってきたら売りですよねと。
You got to redo on your line. Alright, US dollar and yen, 40, what do we got here? Again, another head and shoulders in play. Alright, take this off, we're in the 5th wave, so this could be it. Alright, following the neckline. Got the wrong tool again. Alright, so once we break this in downside, we can take all this stuff off, leave the day chart trend line on, because it'll definitely be you already got 1 and 2, and then bounce and a break up here, you'll have the third part of the downtrend, you can immediately go trade it. Alright. So thanks, Pip. There you go. Euro is 6.7, 13, pound is 11, Canadian 9, and Swedish 4.2. See? The basket. Right? Of currencies. Right? It's trying to give you a overall view of the world, right? As a whole. Right? So trend is your friend until it bends. Right? It is bent. It's definitely bending. All right. You can all see this could be a big move because they need to square this sucker up way down here. Can you see that? If they get this thing going, we could have a huge run to the downside. Right? It's up. So we can come all the way down here. Right?
ドル円ですね、トレンドがこう曲がってきたので落ちてくる可能性があります。そこにはこのスクエアキャンドルあるので、この分取れるかもしれませんねと。
They prove that it's no longer that. They have to break the neckline before we can do anything. All right? So remember that. Can't do anything to the downside until they break the neckline. All right? So, yeah, that's right. But on the other hand, they know that if they can get down here, they'll find lots of buyers here, and that'll give them an opportunity to propel it even higher than this one was. So remember, their view is different than our view. Especially now that I've retracted this statement. Exactly. So, yeah. I'd really look for that. So everything's transitioning. There's the Aussie. Let's go to the 240. Aussie dollar was in a downtrend. We were looking for it to continue, and it has not. Now, the Aussie dollar is pretty independent. Right? It can do whatever the heck it wants to because it has the reason for that is because it has so many resources in Australia and they're close to China. So if we want to send iron to China, it takes a long time. If you're living in Australia and you're already in their time zone, it doesn't take long to send resources to China. So there's been an industrial revolution, and so Aussie can be very independent just because it's such a strong country. All right. So there's still that opportunity to go to the downside. All right. We have not put the head and shoulders in here by any means. And let's go look at divergence. What does divergence tell us here? And divergence on this chart, I'm going to 60, what does it say? Its job is to follow the currency. All right, so go up and down and up. Up and down and up. So Aussie could go to the upside. This could also be a head and shoulders to the downside. Break of the neckline, we're going to continue the downside.
OG ドルですね、60分。ヘッドのショルダー見えていますし、ダイバージェンス的には上ですし、どうなるでしょうねと。
Likely I'm out. So right now we have just broken the zero line to the downside. So this could very well be a head and shoulders to continue the move to the downside. Everybody see that? So we've broken the zero line here. We're down below the zero line. So way to prove that is to make it prove it. It has got to break for us to trade it. We can't trade it up because we're in a heck of a downtrend. If they can break out this bear flag and break this bottom right here, right down here, then
OG ドルはこのベアフラッグもありますし、ヘッダーのショルダーも見えていましたから、ブレイクしてきたら売りたいねと。
We'll be interested in that trade only if it can prove it. So this move could be just a move to get up to find enough. Yeah, please. But it's right now, everything is transitioning the other way. So if it wants to decide to follow with the rest of the currencies, then it's going up. It's going to continue to move up the hill. Right? EJ. Thanks, Jim. Depends on the trend wall, but your trend wall may be different than mine. Right? That's my trend wall. The reason my trend wall is here is because it proves the heart line so well right in there. So well right up in here. So that's my trend. So that's the reason. And remember, trends are subjective. Okay. If you come across it like this, then yes, we're probably at the trend line. So which trend is right? I don't know. I don't know which trend is right. That's why I rely on the heart line so much to tell me my trend is right. Is it right? I don't know. Jim's may be absolutely right. Trends are so subjective. So, EJ. Up in a box. Ooh, big set of twins there. Wow. Takes us up to 240. Oh, surprise, surprise. Another head and shoulders. Oh, gee. Another head and shoulders. Okay, so this could be the start of the trend to the downside. We now have 1, 2, and 3.
ユーロ円ですね。ヘッドのショルダーになっている感じがします。で、トレンドライン引くと3点目なので下がってくるかもしれませんと。
Got a big box here. Trend your friend to bends. Okay, so this could just as easily go up as it could go down, folks. So you have to wait till it proves it. When are you going to wait till it proves it? When it takes the top out and all these tops. I'm going to redraw this line. This is no one here. That one is still in play. So what are we in? So what are we in? Okay. Big one. I don't want to be stuck in the middle with you. Alright, so I'm going to wait till they either break, hook, and go. They break, hook, and go. Not going to do until they do either one of those. Big there. Alright, GJ, big movement. Now we got a rectangle here. Alright, remember they prove this no longer. There's the day chart trend. There's the bottom. Okay. So what we got to do? We got to take the support out, and we got to take this trend line out. So there's no trade till we get down to here. Once they do that, this is the top of the first trend. So remember, if they break down here, they're still going to come back up here to put the third one in. All right. So any trade to the downside is short-lived till they get the number 3 in. Then they'll have 1, 2, and 3. All right. So if they want to go down, what's the best way to go down? set the trend to the downside, which means what? We're going to go up. To the traders, they go, that doesn't make any sense. You want to go down, why are you going up? Because in order to construct the market, we've got to do it. Right? It's a roller coaster, right? Roller coaster's job is to take you on your ride of your life down. What are they first got to do? They got to take you to the top. There you do, with your hands up in the air. Get ready to ride down the roller coaster.
ポンド円ですね、今下がってきてて、トレンドラインにセットしました。なので上がってくるかもしれませんと。それはジェットコースターみたいで、こう一回上げてから下げてくる。で、セットしてまた上がるかもしれないですよねと。
So until they do that, I'm just not interested. Not a lot. When the currency is getting transitioned, it's tough to trade, folks. And that's okay. You sit on the sidelines because you're a smart trader, you're not a dumb trader, and say, I'm going to just trade anyway. You can't come down. You go way up first. That's exactly right. Right? So what we have a potential head and shoulders right here on the New Zealand. Right there, right there, right there. Break up here. That's the neckline. Right? So if it's the neckline, then we can start the process of going to the other side. But right now we can't do it. So we're stuck in a wedge. Right? So how do they do it? They prove that they're going up by breaking that way. They prove they're going down by breaking that way. Right? In order to trade this, we got to take out the bottom now. Right? Which means we got to take this bottom out, and then we're going to slam right.
9ドルですね。ウェッジなので上行ったらここまで、下行ったらここまでっていう感じですね。
This S5 on the fifth leg. So the only trade is down here, folks. Nothing until we get down here. If you're going to sell it, you got to wait till it gets down to here. All right. So I will sell it down there, but I will not sell it right up here. All right. So below 80-100. Right. So nothing to do until we redo the charts if it goes to the upside. So still go down. So I'm not thinking they're going to take those lines off. On the end, still stuck in a wedge, just out of it. All right.
オージー円ウェッジの中なのでやるのはやめましょうと。
All right. Euro pound.
ユーロポンドいきましょう。
All right. Euro pound is giving us a real big hint, right? Because we're expecting the euro to go up. What's the euro pound doing? It's going up. All right. So it's a big hint. What it does. When I showed you the currency pair correlation, right here, I'll do it again. Alright, here's the euro pound. We'll get it bigger so you can see it. Oh, sorry. Alright, the euro pound is right, where's the euro pound? Heavily correlated with the euro. See that? Heavily correlated. It's got the highest probability of following the event. I just picked it up somewhere along my travels. Somewhere along the way, I got it. I don't have a clue where it is. Let's do a search for price correlations. Price correlation with the Euro USD is what its name, so you can probably find it. So the highest correlation with the euro is the euro pound. Right? So that's a big hit, is it not? What's the euro pound doing? Going up. We anticipate the euro is going to go up. Euro pound is already showing you we're going up, right? So what do we got to do? Got to break this day chart trend. We're still inside the wedge, as you can see. When we break, hook, and go, we'll redo the. We got the prices up. I've already redone. There's the R3. There's the R4. So a big opportunity. What was really nice on the thing is to crank this out, take that up, pull back down. When they take this out of the equation, then our trade would be up to here, move our stop, and go to here. When we break in this big wide open area, we double our position up.
ユーロポンドですね。今相関線を見てたんですけど、トレンドラインブレイクしてきたらブレイクフック&ゴーでこのターゲット取りたいですよねと。
Pull this around. We want to take this. We want to take this after the pullback. Break hook and go, and we want to double our position up here. All right. Take this off. All right. Go. Take that off. Take this one off. All right. Remember, what's your job to do? Anticipate. Yeah, it is. It is sideways. But remember, I'm just pointing out the correlation here. If you do this right here, what Neil says, it's basically sideways right now. Yeah. So it's got to break out of the wedge for us to know. Once it breaks out of the wedge, because we've got a top here, once it breaks out of the wedge, that's a big hint. Until they do that, until they break out of this wedge, there's nothing to do. But once they break out, now we got them sort of cornered. Right? So I like that trade a lot. Right? I like it a lot. I'm not going to miss that trade. Right? Up. No, up, Jim. Looking for the break. Take that target out. Take it out. When it takes it out and pulls back down, now we now have this face right here for our first trade. Here, when it hooks there, double your position there. How far is it going to go? It's going to go 1, 2, 3.
ブレイクフック&ゴーで1つ目買いで、ブレイクフック&ゴーで2つ目買いっていう感じですね。
90 pips. 90 pips per pound. Could be a big bear flag. Could be. Could be a double top. It could be anything. That's why you don't trade it in a wedge. You got to wait till it proves it is out of the wedge, right? I'm saying, if it breaks out of the wedge, and only if it breaks out of the wedge, then it would no longer be a bear flag. It would no longer be a double top. See? You'd have broken out the wedge for the up move. See that? Here, I'm nothing. Right now, I'm nothing. I'm nothing at all. We don't know. When we get in the wedge, we don't know which way it's going to go. Oh, the rectangle? It depends on which direction you went in. If you went into the rectangle going up, you're going to go up. How do we get in this? This is hard to tell because there's no weight here. This is a big sideways move, as you can see. How do we get in this? Do we have a move up to it? No, we had a big move to the downside. So more likely we go to the downside. So that's why I have to prove that it's going to break here. Oh, the bigger rectangle. I'm not looking for the seller unless it proves that it's not going to do it. And if they prove they're a seller here, then I can take it to the downside. But I'm prepared for the upside move. Right? And since we know that the currencies are transitioning, the highest correlation with the euro dollar is with the euro pound. Right? Therefore, if the euro does transition and go to the upside, the euro pound will definitely. Right now, it's leading it. Right? The euro pound is right now leading the euro. Right? So we'll have to see what happens here. We're just in such transition, folks. It's really hard to figure out what to do yet. So we wait. Let it prove it. All right, Zerazi, if it moves to the upside, do we want the euro? All right, because the euro is the base currency here. Remember that. The euro is the base currency. If the euro goes up, we could certainly get that this morning. Right now, it's not showing us much of anything at all. They're not finding enough buyers to make that. And that may only be because they're transitioning and nobody's really sure they're actually transitioning until they actually transition. But if they actually transition to the other side, then Euro Aussie would be a great trade on that side. Because it'll follow the euro. It's the base currency. Euro CAD. Euro CAD also bounced to the upside. And you see, all the euros are going to the upside. They're not in a place that they're tradable because right here is the day chart trend to the downside. So they can easily pop that to the downside. But if the break hook can go, then we'll need to do the target, redo this chart to the upside. So what we got to do? Got to wait for it. We got an A, B, C retracement right now. We're finishing off the C. So it could be done, and then we'll be going back to the downside. I don't know yet. So what do? I don't know. I sit on the side until I got it figured out. I think it's going up. That's when you get into it. I think it's going up. You think? Yeah. How good has your thinker been in the past? My thinker's never any good, but the charts are the boss, and they're pretty smart. So I follow the charts, right? And a big bear flag here, bull flag I should say. So
カナダ円ブルーフラッグですね。なのでブレイクしていったら買いたいねと。
We're looking for that opportunity if it will break. Right? Remember, if everything transitions the other way, we're going to continue to the downside, maybe break out here and go down here like this.
でもこのままトレンドライン抜けてってブレイクフック&ゴーで下下がるかもしれないですよねとトレンドラインありますしと。
But right now it's showing us I'm a bull flag, and we're going to take them at their word and look for that trade right there. All right. New Zealand yen. All right. Again, inside a wedge now, nothing to do. Look how many times they've attempted to break this. 1, 2, 3, 4 times they've attempted to break to the upside, not able to do that. All right. All right. But we're stuck in a wedge, so we wait. Just wait.
キリアインウェッジですね。なので、wait。待ちましょうと。で、まあ、このトレンドライン1回、2回、3回、4回ブレイクしそうになって失敗しましたよねと。
Wait. Pound New Zealand. Alright. We have a breakout here. Quite possibly we'll get this move to the downside. You can all see they need to square this up down here. So there's an opportunity right there. We are out of the uptrend, so we can trade this. We had a break and a hook, so we're in the go part, so we could do that down to there. Could very well do that. Let's see what the chart tells us down on the Three Musketeers. What do the Three Musketeers say? Do they say we're going down, or they say we're going up? What do you think? Take a look and tell me what you think. Are they going down, or are they going up?
ポンドキウイですね。まあ、下がりそうですよねと、この平均足見ると下がりそうだよね。ブレイクしてるし、下の方だよねってことを言ってます。
Down. So we can anticipate this move. Take the bottom out here. There's the trade to the downside all the way to here. Got double bottom here, right here. They got to worry about. So there's 150 pips in here, folks. We'll be interested in that. We'll have to redo the charts to the downside. Okay, we got them all from the upside now. So once they do prove that, you're going to have to go. You can definitely train on the double bottom. If it does break, you can train on that double bottom. But you're going to have to rip everything off and restart all over again. Is that a bad deal? No, most of you need to practice anyway. Alright, again, you see the dollar index has not broken that neckline yet, so it doesn't mean it's going to go. But if it breaks the neckline, then it's going to be different. Then we've got a whole ball game on our hands. Pound cheap. Moving to the upside. Oof, nasty. So, what do we got up here? Got head and shoulders up here. We've had a break of the neckline, as you can see. Right, let me take this off. Alright, we got them all set. We already know the targets to the downside. Already figured out where the peak.
ポンドフランですね。ヘッド&ショルダーのネックライン割ってきたので売りですと。
Yes, ours, and there's a big opportunity right here. And have they broken the neckline here on this one? And the answer to that is yes, they have. Right. So what's the problem? They broke the neckline to the trend. Now they're trying to break the trend and the support. There's support running right there.
で、トレンドラインとサポートも割ってきてるし、まあ売りですよねと。
Once they break that, there's the trade.
これブレイクしてきたらここまで売りましょうねと。
And finally, pound Aussie. ABC retracement. You can already see it's under the C is underway. There's the B. There's the C. We talked about this in market analysis this morning. Don't forget that right there. So we've taken out the day chart, taken out the 240 trend now. So now we've got to trade down to the day chart's bottom right there. So we need a hook and trade down to the day chart's bottom. Notice we got a big area of consolidation. So what will they probably do over here? Consolidate. So if you get that trade, you're going to move your stop pretty tight as soon as you break in that area of consolidation, and maybe it'll go all the way to the bottom of it, in which case you need to have a really tight go like this, and this do exactly what they did over here. Remember, if you want to know what they're going to do here, you go look over here. So there you go. All right, folks, that's it. There's the fundies. Okay, we have early fundies. A lot happening tonight in the London session, as you can see. And tomorrow morning, be flat on any. So, we didn't do silver. Sorry, thank you. Forgot to do. All right. Silver looks like just putting the head and shoulders in. All right. Haven't done it yet, so we need to move up and move down and then bang. That would be really sweet. I guess what happened, because this actually be, in reality, the greatest uptrend in the history of silver. If it'll get on board, it could be. We've already had the greatest uptrend in silver. It was 2 years ago. All right, we could actually start it again and go all the way back to 50 if it will get going. But right now, it's not getting going. All right, so we're still fought. Right? So we'll see what happens here.
はい、というわけで今日のセッションリキャップここまでです。まあそんな感じですね。また明日撮ります。それではどうもありがとうございました。失礼します。